these pamphlets can address the reasons that people choose not to vaccinate. One of the myths is that vaccines contain thimerosal, which is a derivative of mercury. The FDA found that thimerosal was safe. Under the FDA Modernization Act of 1997, the FDA conducted studies finding that it was safe, but even after finding it was safe, they did remove it from childhood vaccinations. This was more to keep the public happy. There are a few vaccinations, flu vaccine, that may contain trace elements. The other thing that parents need to be aware of is vaccine injury is possible. On rare occasions, people do have allergic reactions to the ingredients in vaccines. Sometimes it's eggs, sometimes it's other stuff, common things. These pamphlets can also address the risk of not vaccinating. The most obvious risk is the short-term illness, your kid missing a few days from school. But there are more risks. There are possible long-term effects. Some of these preventable illnesses have lasting effects. Measles, for instance, can have the complication of encephalitis. This has detrimental long-term effects. Death. No one wants to think about their child dying, but some of these preventable childhood diseases are deadly. Loss of herd immunity is a risk. Some parents may not know about the concept of herd immunity, so just educating them on that. And the cost. The cost of not vaccinating could be as small as the parent having to miss a few days of work to take care of a sick child. The cost of not vaccinating skyrockets if the child develops a complication from these preventable diseases, like require a lifetime of assistance, like the encephalitis from measles. Other costs to consider would be the necessary public health response to an outbreak. Who do we get to create these pamphlets? We would need smart marketing people. The pamphlet is useless if it gets thrown away before it's ever read. It is important to have a design that catches the reader's eye and make them want to read. We also would have to include psychologists and doctors. There's a lot of misinformation floating around about vaccines. The information in the pamphlet must be presented to the reader to change their view on vaccinations. In the Vaccine Advisory Board, the pamphlet must detail the appropriate vaccine schedule. It also must educate the dangers of missing a dose of a vaccine series. This is a public health issue that we must address in a very respectful way. The issue of vaccination or not vaccinating is a very impassioned topic among parents. Parents who choose not to vaccinate truly believe that they have their children's best interest in mind. The Affordable Care Act has provided access to insurance for more Americans, but even with this access, there are parents choosing not to vaccinate for personal reasons. Pamphlets might not seem like an innovative idea, but providing medically sound, vetted advice would benefit parents greatly. With the invention of the internet, parents have to sift through a large amount of information, and that information is often from unreliable sources. Having pamphlets distributed by the insurance company allows parents to become informed in the privacy of their own homes, without judgment. Thank you for listening to me. Have a great day.